Hello everyone from the Marvel Stadium behind me. I'm just going to swing round because the lighting is much better, but I've just came out after watching both Newcastle United and Arsenal. Arsenal were absolutely fantastic. The crowd support here is absolutely sensational for women's football. I just want to get that out there straight away. Unbelievable support, global, international fan base for Arsenal women. I get it that a lot of these obviously fans don't see Arsenal on a regular basis, so it's a once in a lifetime opportunity for them, but incredible support because we need our lasses like that. Our support for the lasses are predominantly regional, it's not national yet, but obviously we're understandable going through the leagues. But we're going to talk about the men, of course, and this is the last word. Now I can get that it's the under-21s, and I knew all week that'll be the under-21s. I knew that, and for people who are out here, I knew that, so I'm not. Of course I'm devastated, of course I am. It's an embarrassing result, no matter the way you look at it. Getting beat 8-0 with the first team under-21s or an under-18 side, it's still embarrassing against an opposition where you've got players from the English Tier 3 system in their all-star team, and as in Wooten. I think he's called Sam Wooten. It's embarrassing because effectively the side that they put out, the all-stars, would be a League One, top of the League One side. They wouldn't low-end championship. So I understood the lineup, and I feel sorry for especially people who are Aussies who came out here, and this will probably be their first game for some people, not all of them, because some of them went the Wednesday game and they've seen an under-21 side and they didn't see any of their first team. And I think it was nice at the end that a lot of the first team come back out, interact with the fans. I think that was nice. That probably hasn't been picked up on social media or anything like that. The likes of Nick Pope, Callum Wilson, Paul Dummer came out. Who else was there? Jacob Murphy, Harvey Barnes. There's quite a few of them that came back out just to interact with the fans and take lots of selfies. Dan Byrne was another one. There's probably a few more that I've missed. So that was nice because, again, a lot of them probably went to the first ever Newcastle match they need. And some of them obviously only ever go to the second ever because some of them would have been at Wednesday. I did think that some of the first team might get off the bench. There was one or two names like Trippier and Lewis Hall, and I thought Trippier might have actually played because he was named on the bench, and I thought he wanted to get some minutes in, especially trying to get his match fitness, building that up, especially with him being in the provisional squad for England. And obviously we've got the friendly at St James's Park next week as well, which I'll be at both the Lionesses and the men's for that. So I thought he might get some minutes, but Grant Kowal getting his first start. Good luck. Eddie having a good look at him, sorry. So, and a lot of these lads, let's be honest, will either be let go at the club or be loaned out next season. And a majority of them that started the night probably won't even be at the club in 12 months' time. Obviously, Alex Murphy has signed a long-term deal, so not really him, but Gillespie obviously played. He actually forced in a couple of great saves, to be honest with you. The goals that I'm not going to go through all the goals because we'll be here, aren't we? Because fucking hate them. But I've got every right to be disappointed. I think every fan that's got a right to be disappointed. And people are saying, oh, it's only a friendly. Well, some people have actually come a long way. And I'm not just talking about myself, because that sounds very hypocritical, because I knew that was being in the 21 side. A lot of people, as I say, are having their first match. A lot of people have, even back home, have paid for a stream or the part of a season ticket / membership. I'm not fully sure how it went down back in the UK. I really didn't, so I could be wrong on that. But kind of spin round the light and any bit, it's even worse because they've turned the light off. But I totally get why people are a little bit frustrated with it. I do, because I expected a lot better. They're still representing the badge, and I totally understand why Eddie Howe's played the under-21s. Again, I know this already. I just felt it was a case of that old saying, boys against men. If effectively it was. You take Mark Gillespie out that side, what's the average age there? Probably 20. Especially the goals that being conceded, the panic and the nervousness, no confidence at the back. And I'm not talking about one or two, I'm talking a lot, yeah. I'm talking 4 or 5 people. The lads just didn't perform the night, and I get it, it's understandable, but the gulf and difference of our under-21 side, I mean, you've only got to look at the league position, the Premier League 2, Division 2, that is. We're not in the top tier. of where we've finished in the last few seasons goes to show you we don't even finish in the top 6, man. So, and there's the emergence of Lewis Miley, yes, but we should be having one every season, to be honest. And I think that's a realistic aim. I do. I think you should have one youngster knocking on the first team door every season. You've got Alex Murphy knocking on the door. You had the emergence of Lewis Miley. Who's the next one then? Right, we want another one. Who's the next one? Who's the next star? Because you're having to buy from abroad like the likes of Grant Kowal and Yankumba Minta, easy for me to say. Who's the next local lad though? Where's the development? And obviously I know the owners will be looking at that and developing the training ground and stuff, but our under-21s are simply just not good enough, not even in this kind of environment, even in their own league. And I sound like I'm being really critical, but sometimes I've got to come on the channel and tell her like it is. I kind of just go and say, oh, it's Rosie and all this. No, you know what you get long-term subscribers now, that when I've got something to say, I'll say it, and I'm not afraid to say it. So our under-21s are just simply not good enough, even in their own division. Just panicking, and I get Eddie Howe didn't want this trip, and Kieran Trippier has talked about it. I get it. I get it. I really do get it, because they just didn't want to come out. It's a money-making exercise. Let's be honest with you, it totally is. But for the local Aussies, and a lot of them have flew in from like Perth and Brisbane, and some people come from Adelaide, Sydney. Some are all already based around the Melbourne area. I've seen people come from Malaysia, parts of southern East Asia. And there's only been officially 12 people from England fly over. Just 12. I'm one of them. And that goes to show you that the Newcastle have a massive support out here, because if you've seen the videos that I've put out, the two venues, the two fan events, it's ram-packed of Geordies who've migrated here and Aussies who've got a love for Newcastle United. And I feel sorry a little more for them, because I kind of knew that the under-21s were playing, and sometimes you cannot say stuff that, and we've got that with the women as well. We know a lot of stuff about the women, which we don't put out public. But it's frustrating for them, because some of them, as I say, know this, that maybe didn't know that the under-21s were going to be selected. Who knows? But look, I just think it's just an awful performance defensively, just all over the place. It's just shocking. You can't really talk about anyone being bright tonight. Positive. Diallo had a couple of moments. Grant Kowal, I think, missed an opportunity. Yes, he looked bright, but you're playing in front of your nation. Basically, he's an Australian lad. Didn't think he did up to much. Ben Parkinson barely had a kick of the ball up top. Newcastle didn't even threaten, to be honest. We had a cross shot, which was tipped out. We had a shot in the first half, which was straight to the goalkeeper. Defensively, all over the place. Going forward, offered nothing. Joe White looked nice in touches. He's probably maybe the next one I was talking about. But even Joe White's from Carlisle. So, look, I'm nitpicking at some little things. I'm being agitated, aggravated. But I think we've got every right to be when you're fucking getting beat 8-0. Do you know what I mean? If I'm covering the women that get beat 8-0, if I'm covering the under-21s against another under-21s 8-0, I'm going to come out and say it like it is, because a lot of them lads are playing for their futures as well. And normally I dissect the game, but I just can't. I cannot dissect the game like that. You know what I mean? Nobody used. Paul Dummett wasn't used. Matt Ritchie wasn't used in the two games. Eddie Howe has said afterwards that they haven't been brought on in any game or start any game because they're out of contract effectively, and they don't know whether the club are going to offer them new deals, because it all depends if Man City beat Man United. So if Newcastle do qualify for Europe, they maybe use the squad players. If they don't, they're going to be effectively let go. So they've been brought over. Why? Why have they been brought over? You know, that he's kept Anthony Gordon at home, Sean Longstaff at home, because they're nursing short-term and long-term injuries. Gordon will be fine for England. He'll be absolutely fine. But why are you bringing them two over then? You know? Daft. It is daft, but I praise them when I praise them. I criticise when I criticise as well. But as I say, it hasn't spoiled me whole Australian experience, because I've actually loved Melbourne. Doing a separate video on that. I've absolutely loved my time here. So stay tuned for that. Still got some videos stacked even after this video. Obviously I'm flying home soon, so some videos might be delayed getting out a day or two, but love my time in Melbourne. And has it been a success in terms of Global Football Week, I don't know. I'm on the fence of it. I just think there's some parts where you're trying to grow the brand, which is why Newcastle are out here, and let's face it, make money. They're the two reasons. You'll obviously attract some new fans, of course you will. Not a night. Because some fans won't know that that's an under-21 side. And I'm talking about the neutral fan, and some people think, God, Newcastle United got beat 8-0 tonight. That's not very good. So attracting a new fan will look at that and think, well, wait a minute, I'm not going to follow them. Some obviously will know, of course, it's not the first team. But look, the two people behind me didn't know. Jacob Murphy was right in front of me taking photos, and the wall like, there's a sign for Jacob Murphy, he's not even here. And I was like, looked behind him and he is, he's right there. He was just 50 yards. And so it goes to show you that they're trying to, some people are uneducated because they don't know much about Newcastle, even though Newcastle play in the Premier League. Obviously, there is the big teams like your Man United, your Arsenals, your Man Cities, Chelsea. Even Chelsea struggles, sacking Pochettino, which is mental. Spurs to some extent as well. So it's just awful. It's just awful. Awful night for Newcastle, the experience of it. But has it been a success? I don't know. It's 50-50. Newcastle will pick up money, so from their terms, for money, yes. But and some Australians won't like me saying this, but if Newcastle didn't have any restrictions, they just wouldn't be out here. They just wouldn't. Tottenham didn't want. Tottenham are a bit weird because Tottenham was spent only 36 hours in the country. As soon as their game, they fucked off. They didn't hang about. Landed Tuesday morning and fucked off Wednesday night. They picked up money. Thank you very much. See you later. We're out. Newcastle obviously would have picked up more money, of course, because they've spent longer. And I think the interaction with the fan events and stuff like that has been promising, because they did that in America and it was really good. Probably missed the opportunity of not having an opening training session. I think that would have gone down really well. But they had all the events nearly every single day. There was an event happening with some fans, and I've spoken to them, loads of them. And thank you to everybody who's came up to us as well. That's been absolute privilege meeting so many people as well on this week as well. They know who they are. So look, at the end of the day, 8-0 sounds absolutely ridiculous, and it goes to show you, as I say, the gulf and difference. And a lot of those lads will not feel very proud tonight because there's so many defensive errors. I'm not going to go on and on about it. It's just a bad night, a really bad night, a really bad PR as well, because the likes of your what they call Lad Bible and Joe and Talksport will spin it and say that Newcastle owners are humiliated 8-0, and because that's what they do. It's clickbait. It's clickbait shit that happens on YouTube as well. We all know it. We all know who does it. But look, this happens. You know what I mean? This happens. But look, let me know your comments on that. I'm rambling a little bit. I feel like I'm just rambling. And if I keep rambling, it'll probably not make any sense at all. But I'm going to end it there. There's loads of videos on this playlist. I'll put all the Australian videos into one playlist for you. I'll be adding some more after this as well. So there's a couple of non-football ones which I'm putting up, which is totally different. You might like it, you might not. I've got another video one. I've got my experience in Australia to do as well, which will cover football as well. So drop us a like, please do. Hope you've enjoyed all of the Australia week. Still got 4 more videos to put out after this, but they're not going to be out probably tonight, put it that way. Ta-da everyone from, can you see it? The Marvel Stadium. Not so marvellous for Newcastle. But shout out to the Arsenal fans. Brilliant tonight, by the way. That's it from me, everyone. Ta-da.